I'm Sophia, pilot into the Universal Chinese. Let's continue unpacking some classical China era's concepts. And in September, I focus on Taoism. It's today's concept. It's a big concept, even if I translate it into a very humble English concept, Eaves. But that's only the humble starting point of this character. It eventually extends to outer space. All right. So, okay, let's start. Simplify traditional, exactly the same. Now, the 2000 years ago's dictionary gave us a little bit more interest, visual interest, as well as uh, clues to interpret them. This big dome with a chimney, that's mian. We don't use that independently anymore. I mean, maybe not ever. It's a part of a component to create a concept. It's a roof, or I view it as the private public space divider, separator, so that you have this human shelter. What make it human is this chimney. I call it this tiny little dot thing. It's a chimney looking thing because humans, we have to cook, we have to process of food. Ever since we mastered the use of fire, I guess. And then with that, we have to have this chimney thing. So whenever Chinese create this space, human living quarters concept, we will have that uh, dome. Not necessarily the full dome. Sometimes we'll have take out one wall, like a semi-open space, versus the full enclosure. But we always have the chimney. Okay, the two horizontal lines, you can view it as heaven and earth, almost. Or in our another concept that's related to this, that's related to music or voice making or speaking, is having those two horizontal lines in a diminishing order. The top one is always smaller. So that to me seems like symbolizing equivalence to our signal bars on the phone to say how much signal you get. Is it a or battery? Is it a one or two bars or something like that to give us a sense of diminishing? It's getting further as it getting further away from us, the energy will diminish because the bottom here is a puff of air from us. This is first like a human first or human centric viewpoint. From the bottom of the screen, this frame here is us. We are standing like this is close to us, and one is going upward, is like going further away from us spatially. And this one puff of air is from us. We breathe out. We may either pronounce or say something, and then this something, well, according to some linguistics, that language scholars, that this first horizontal line is a blocker, is try to block the message in, and then the second line signify that the message continue goes out. But to me, it's more like diminishing energy, traveling further away, or we can interpret it as heaven and earth. That your message going out to the wide world out there. Okay, so this signifying human voice. And this is a human voice under the roof, human living quarter. So all of them, this depiction, this world creation, trying to capture in this 2D frame is human-centric point of view. We have the whole language constructed to reflect the life we are living. So this human voice under human roofs gives you the spatial sense of here is where you exist. And here is the boundary or the edge of your existence. Almost picture that if we're going to outer space, we have to have this astronaut's outfit, right? Otherwise, we don't have oxygen. We run out of that. So that astronaut's equipment, the whole gear, serves as this living, this mobile human shelter. Like we exist within this dome. So from the architecture point of view, that this talks about the eaves. And even if later on I focus on eaves, I would interpret it as this is about the edge of our, or the boundary of our existence. So the middle, the puff of air, signifying life, signifying we're still breathing, or we're still messaging, having our voice out, and it's live, or that message is held within this boundary. And when we look at that from the context of the human living quarters, this is about the very edge of our building or our house. Therefore, it's most because of sound, travel in all directions, and most likely like going up there, up and outerwards, and that's exactly where the eaves exist. And when we talk about eaves, it's mostly under the roof, right? So eventually, that's very regionalized and localized, a specific location for. But as I said, I think at the beginning it simply signified the boundary of our existence. Okay, that this expression, I don't see it in everyday language at all. It only now resides in dictionary. So that means reaching to the, or deliver to the very, to the destination, let's say. Okay, so since it means the eaves, the very edge, and that means reaching to those edges. And so that altogether in ancient context, it means the ancient roofs and the windows. So it's almost like if we view each household as their private universe, the outer boundary, which is the roofs on the top and the windows on the sides, those are the locations of what their eaves edge. Okay, 宇航, eventually this private boundary of existence extends to the whole human world. And that's what extends to this visible ultimate boundary of human existence. So it's like beyond our biosphere. So in that case, it becomes outer space. And hang means travel. And of course, at the beginning of human traveling is a traveling on boat. Here is the boat symbol over here. And when we say space travel, even today we have space ship, right? We use ship in there. That's our original vehicle to travel. And so here, Chinese too do the same thing. We are talking about a space travel, but we are using this navigation going through water type of navigation as the travel symbol. So 宇航, when we say specifically traveling to outer space, that's aerospace. Okay. 神语, when we talk about a 神, it can be the divinity, it can also be the spirit within us. So it's kind of translated as a soul, as individual, as within us. And when we talk about soul space, that space is equivalent to our today's Gen Z lingo, aura. It's as if everybody have certain radiance, and how other people feel your presence, it's through your soul space. It's almost like this, your soul reach to the very edge of the space, so that whoever in your presence can feel your 神语 in there. So in here, I give you 3 examples of where we use 语. 语 can be our personal, household, domestic spaces edge. That means roofs and windows. It can be outer space. It goes to aerospace. And then it can mean individual. We have this personal aura. all this share the same character. So that's the beauty of Chinese. We can use it, the same character, put it in different scale and context. And it all makes sense. And because they share the character as a language user, we can easily reflect. We don't, I guess the Chinese tend to integrate. We try to see the commonalities be among different contexts instead of segregating it into or creating different concepts. Like here, these are distinctively different and seemingly disassociated concepts from English, but in Chinese, we connect them through the same common thread of 语, 语达, 语行, 神语, all this are associated and they start from the same humble beginning of the boundary of existence. And from that, I think Chinese is a very intelligent language to use. And I'm lucky to be born into there. And thank you for sharing the journey with me. And there you go. Thank you for your time. See you another day.